If you hate Windows bloatware and its AI slop, or if you just downloaded Windows, then this video is for you. This is a guide on how to set up Windows to remove bloatware and its AI slop. Before doing anything, we need to download your motherboard, CPU, and GPU drivers, but only after Windows finishes its updates. To do this, search up your motherboard name on your browser, in Edge if you just downloaded Windows, and then drivers. Well, what if you don't know your motherboard name? Hit Windows plus R and a small window on the bottom left of your screen will appear. Enter
MS Info 32.
and there you can check your motherboard's name. Mine says VirtualBox since I'm using a virtual machine to record this video, as I've got Windows downloaded on my PC already. You either have an Nvidia, AMD or Intel GPU. To download the drivers, you need to search up your GPU name and drivers. Since I've got an AMD GPU, I'd be downloading the AMD Adrenaline software to download my drivers. Your PC will restart a couple of times whilst downloading everything. Once all the drivers are installed, we can get started on the fun part. To remove all the AI slop and bloatware on Windows, you can use a tool called Titus Windows Utility. Type that in your browser and click the first official link, which is called christitus.com. Once there, scroll down to find this code, copy the code, and on Windows search, type in PowerShell. Run it as administrator, paste the code in, and hit enter. This will open up a window, which for you might be white themed. To change that, you can go on the top right and change it to dark theme, or leave it white if you're crazy. Now click on tweaks and click standard. This will select all the standard tweaks to debloat Windows. But if you scroll down, you can find more tweaks. I would select Edge debloat, remove gallery from Explorer because it's useless, remove OneDrive because it just gets in the way unless you're planning on using OneDrive. Set the classic right click menu. By the way, this is how the normal one looks like, and this is how the classic one looks like, which is nice. And disable Microsoft Copilot. You can also customize preferences such as turning on dark theme on Windows, disabling mouse acceleration and sticky keys, and also show file extensions. You also definitely need to turn on ultimate performance profile. It just makes your PC faster by using more power. Use this especially if you have a laptop to get better performance, although it might get too hot. Once you've selected everything, scroll down and click run tweaks. The PowerShell will show you that it's running these tweaks. Once all the tweaks are executed, you can go back to the install tab, which is where we started from. From here, you can select the popular apps that people use, such as Firefox, Discord, Steam, WinRAR, and VS Code if you like to code. Once you've selected all the apps you want to download, you can click install/upgrade applications, which will download all the apps to the latest versions. When the apps have finished installing, you can close the Titus tool. Another thing I dislike about Windows is the taskbar, which to change, you can right click on an empty space and click taskbar settings. Here you can change the taskbar. I hide the search bar since you can easily access it by clicking the Windows icon, and I also turn off task view and widgets as they just take up space. Then I unpin every app that I don't need on the taskbar. You also want to delete all the useless apps, so go to settings, apps, installed apps, and scroll down and delete useless apps such as Feedback Hub and Clipchamp. Here are some of the apps I personally use. Microsoft Power Toys. It has a lot of small apps which let you do cool things like picking a color, which is very useful for editing, have spotlight search like on a Mac, and highlight your cursor by double clicking the control key. Affinity, basically a free version of Photoshop. I use it to make thumbnails. Premiere Pro, what I use to edit videos. Audacity, I use this to record audio. Auto Hotkey, a very powerful tool which allows you to do a lot of things by setting keyboard shortcuts. Notepads, a better looking notepad app. Proton VPN, a VPN. Tailscale, it allows me to have a virtual VPN across my devices, so I can send files and access my devices from anywhere as long as they're connected to the internet. Anyways, I hope this video was useful to you, and see you in the next video.